For centuries, humans believed that the ocean would provide an unlimited supply of fish for us. We've never stopped to think what would happen if our oceans ran out of fish, but we are now getting dangerously close to finding out. Almost half of the world's population, that's 3 billion people, share one thing in common. They all rely on seafood as their primary source of protein. As the global population increases, the demand for fish only continues to grow. Nearshore fishers, those who operate just off the coast in the communities where they live, are critical to meeting most of the world's fish needs. These nearshore fishers represent more than 98% of all fishers worldwide. They catch half of the fish needed in developing countries, most of which is consumed by local populations. However, increasing fishing efforts over the last several decades have pushed many nearshore fisheries to the brink of collapse. For example, 50 years ago, a typical fisher in a nearshore fishing community could catch 40 kilograms of fish in one day, simply by fishing very close to the shore. Today, a typical fisher must travel farther and can expect to catch just 3 kilograms for the same amount of effort as it used to take to catch 40 kilograms. This is the reality for nearshore fishers. It's the result of overfishing. Overfishing occurs when fish and other marine species are caught faster than their ability to replenish the population. This disruption to the fish supply cycle upsets the balance of life in the ocean, causing a breakdown in the marine ecosystem, as well as the social and economic well-being of nearshore fishing communities. The United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization reports that 2/3 of the world's nearshore fisheries are either fully depleted or in severe decline. How did our fisheries get to this critical state? In trying to meet the increasing global demand for fish, nearshore fishers compete in the race to fish, where they use any means necessary to stay ahead of the competition. Fishers must work harder and longer, and sometimes resort to destructive fishing practices in order to meet the demand. Not only does this behavior cause overfishing and depleted fish stocks, but the use of destructive gears can cause a lot of damage to fish habitats. In the race to fish, it's every fisher for himself or herself in an attempt to increase their personal catch and wealth. And the ultimate result of this race? No more fish, no food, no livelihoods for anyone. But there is another way. What if nearshore fishers and community stakeholders were motivated to fish more sustainably? There is a fisheries management approach that can stem the race to fish and help solve the problem of overfishing. This approach is called a turf reserve. A turf reserve has 2 basic components. The first component is the turf, which stands for Territorial Use Rights for Fishing. This basically means there is a designated area where a group of fishers are granted exclusive access, or use rights. The second component is called the reserve. This is an area next to or inside of the turf. There is no fishing whatsoever allowed inside the reserve. Ideally, turf reserves should be designed and managed through strong participation of local fishers and other stakeholders from the community. Together, they have an interest to ensure the long-term health of their marine resources. These fishers and community stakeholders set the rules which regulate when, where, how, what, and how much fishers can harvest. By using this approach, a turf reserve slows the race to fish and helps ensure that fishers will be able to fish now and for generations to come. When designed and managed well, a turf reserve produces a number of biological, economic, and social benefits. A community-led turf reserve is one solution that can turn the tide of overfishing and protect near-shore fisheries in many developing nations for generations to come, ensuring a future where there are plenty of fish in the sea.